Here's my review of Thunderbolts. Now, this is a movie that I will say that the marketing campaign definitely did a great job because this was a movie I did not care about at all, but every single trailer that they released made me more and more interested in this movie. And I went into this movie really just wanting to have fun. And I did. This movie was a lot of fun because overall, this movie is pretty simplistic. Like, it goes by pretty quick. What makes this movie good is really just the chemistry between all of these characters. And let's just get the big reveal out of the way. Okay, I'm just gonna say it. So spoilers from here on out. Yeah, Taskmaster dies, but let's be honest, no one cares about Taskmaster. She's not even in this shot. They just edited her into this shot. She dies 10 minutes into the movie, which is good because let's be honest, no one cared. But what I really just liked about this movie is just the dynamics between a lot of these characters. Red Guardian is, of course, hilarious as always. And this is a movie where, I mean, this has been a common complaint of the MCU for a really long time. And I have this complaint myself, but I still went in just kind of accepting it. This is a movie that it is very much action comedy. There is some depth to it, but the marketing campaign, they tried to market it like it was some deep A24 movie. It's not. I went into it knowing it wouldn't be, but it's just a fun movie. And Red Guardian, like I said, he gets a lot of the laughs here. He's very funny. He can be kind of annoying though. And one thing I really like about this movie is a lot of the characters just get a really good their own chance to shine. I mean, this movie is called Thunderbolts, but in many ways, our main character here is Yelena. But the other side characters, like Bucky, are really cool too. And one thing I really liked about this movie is how they just made John Walker just a lot more of a jerk in this show. Because I think that's one of the problems with what they try to do with Falcon and the Winter Soldier is they tried to make it seem like, oh, John Walker was absolutely the wrong person to take the serum. It's like, what if this bad person got the serum? But the problem was he was kind of sympathetic and he wasn't really that bad of a guy. But here they do a good job of just making him just a real jerk. And it does kind of seem kind of inconsistent because he wasn't really that big of a jerk in the Falcon and the Winter Soldier show. So it does feel a little odd. But within this show, or within this movie, it works very well. And I really like his character. He's great here. And one thing that this movie does good is it takes a bunch of these characters who you don't really care about, like Ghost from Ant-Man and the Wasp. And she's pretty cool in this. She's not really that big of a main character. Like I said, our main character here is Florence Pugh's Yelena Belova, who is great. But you are able to care about just these other side characters that you wouldn't really expect to. And they did a very good job. And like I said, I really enjoyed Ghost in this movie. I may be in the minority, but I just really enjoyed her character. And some of the visuals with this movie are just what make it really, really good. Because we're exploring more about our characters' pasts in these really trippy visuals that our main villain Sentry gives, aka Bob. But my only main problem with it is just I wanted more of that. They showed me something cool, and it is cool, and they did a great job, but it's I wanted more. There's so many trippy visuals I like seeing, when Yelena's almost watching her younger self as she's transformed into the assassin that she became today. Just the whole atmosphere is just beautiful, and I loved it. It's just I wanted that. I wanted more of that, and I wanted that with more characters. But we really only get it with Yelena, and that's about it. And the main elephant in the room, one of the big marketing things around this was, of course, Bob, who, spoiler alert, if you saw the trailers, you'll know, he is Sentry. And that is our main conflict of this movie. But what really makes this movie work is not necessarily the main plot, but more just our characters. And Sentry is just another one of those characters where he's a very fun character. And because he is so overpowered, it makes it fascinating. It's like, well, how are these characters going to beat him? Because obviously, physically, they're absolutely no match. And they do such a great job of constantly showing like how these characters just always bickering. Like Red Guardian the whole time, he's kind of just happy to be there. But like all these other characters like John Walker, like Ghost, just not getting along. And then Bucky, like I said, some people are saying he's sidelined, and like he is in that. It has been a common complaint, but I'm not going to get into the whole argument. If you know, you know. But there has been a big complaint with Marvel of sidelining certain characters for others. But I think, in this case, maybe Yelena, but I think why it actually works here is Yelena as a character is a great character. Like, she's so fascinating. Like, when you learn about her, she's fun. Florence Pugh is, of course, an incredible actress, and she only is just, like, rising in her popularity every single day, it feels like. And it's no exception here, because she's great as well here. And then we have other minor characters like Mel, who's Val's assistant. I mean, I like this actress. I really liked her in Driveway Dolls that she did with Margaret Qualley. But here, she's kind of just like the assistant character. Like, I mean, she's kind of like, okay. Like, there's really nothing to her, but nothing against the actress. Like, she did a fine job. The character's fine. And one thing I just really liked, though, about this movie is when we get into our third act of course, we're seeing our characters face their demons, but also just seeing, like, in this shot, like, Bucky just saving people. Like, that's always one of the most fun things I think about superhero movies, is just seeing the superheroes saving civilians. And same happens, like, with Red Guardian and Ghost, and they all just kind of get their time to shine. And I just really liked it. It was just very fun and just nice to see. So when it comes to this movie, like I said, there's been so many things I feel like I've heard around it. Some people say, oh, this is the best Marvel movie since Endgame. This is top 5. And then other people saying, oh, it's terrible. It's like, for me, I thought it was really good. I thought it definitely exceeded my expectations. And I feel like, and there's been some good people like who have said it's just a good Marvel movie on its own without needing a gimmick. No cameos, because there's not any cameos in this movie. And it's just a good plot, even though the plot itself is quite simplistic. It's the characters and the dichotomy just between all these, the chemistry between all these characters that make it good. It's like, yeah, we have other movies like in Marvel recently, like Spider-Man No Way Home, but it's like, in terms of a plot and story level, the movie isn't that good. It's really just a fun movie. And a lot of it's just like pointing at the screen, like Leonardo DiCaprio pointing meme. And in terms of plot, it's not really that good of a movie. But this is a movie that is just a good movie in terms of its story and in terms of its characters. And it was just a fun movie. And for me, it just exceeded my expectations. Like, I could care less about this movie when they announced it. I thought I couldn't care less. And then when they announced the cast for it, I cared even less and got even less excited. But they did win me over. I loved the interactions between these characters. I thought that the action was a lot of fun. And this is just a really pretty fun movie. Like I said, I think it does kind of show, like, yes, the bar for Marvel is pretty low. Like, but I do think that this is a pretty good movie. I really enjoyed all these characters. And Yelena Belova is just showing, like, yeah, she is just a great new addition to the MCU, and Florence Pugh is just great. And I love John Walker. I liked Ghost. I liked Bucky. And I liked Red Guardian. And it was just a fun movie. And yeah, I thought that it personally exceeded my expectations. I quite enjoyed it. I really liked it. I would give it like a 7.5 out of 10. It was pretty good.